Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here. Today I just wanted to give you guys a quick video on an informative topic before my day gets started because it's going to be really busy today. I will be spending my entire day working on my home gym and then a chiropractor visit. But hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot first. And for something different, I'll give you guys a side chest also. Alright, on to the topic for today. A lot of people are asking me, I've had like 5 emails on this in the last day, asking me if it's okay for naturals to bulk up really fast. And I'm going to say, unless you are training to be a heavyweight competitive strength athlete or like a football lineman, then absolutely not. I would put your absolute caloric surplus as a natural at 20% over your maintenance calories, and that is at the upper thresholds and no more than a pound a week of body weight gain. And for more advanced naturals, I'm going to say it needs to be down closer to 10% surplus and half a pound a week. And the reason for that is not because you won't gain more muscle. And this is something I've seen people argue, even some of the science guys argue online, and they're not right. That you will gain more muscle if you eat more, but it's at a massively diminished returns. And it comes down to extra hormone release, extra insulin and IGF-1 from the dietary carbs and protein. It comes down to more training fuel so you can train harder, extra water weight from the bigger surplus to give you better leverages in the gym, which will improve strength, and improving overload will improve muscle growth. But the problem is that when you start going anywhere above those recommendations that I just made, and let's say you gained an extra 3 pounds per month, those extra factors are on massively diminished returns, and you might only gain 1 ounce of muscle for that extra 3 pounds of body weight you gained. Which basically means that you're gaining close to 3 pounds of fat for that ounce of muscle, if you're doing it naturally. Now for enhanced people, this is completely different. Enhanced guys can bulk up a lot heavier and they can cut faster and easier without losing muscle. But if you're doing it natural, you're going to possibly lose more than that extra ounce of muscle when you cut for cutting off that 3 pounds of fat, because a natural bodybuilder, when they cut, even if they're on the best programs, if they cut at any sort of fast rate or they cut down to a very low body fat percentage, they almost always lose some muscle mass. It is nearly unavoidable. So the problem you run into is that, yeah, you might gain a little bit more muscle for the extra bulk beyond that point, but the extra fat you're going to gain might actually cost you that muscle and possibly even more as a result, because you're going to have to cut harder and you're going to have to cut longer. So for most naturals, it really isn't worth it. Now on the other hand, I also want to point out though that bulking is necessary, and as a natural lifter, you're not going to gain an appreciable amount of muscle mass. Once your new gauge are done and once you're past that first 6 months of hard training, you're going to have to gain some fat to gain muscle at any significant rate, unless you're already obese. But for someone in a normal healthy body fat range or who's fairly lean, you're going to have to gain a little bit of body fat. It's unavoidable, and you might have to gain it in a 1-to-1 ratio. And that's not unrealistic, that for every pound of muscle you gain, you're going to have to gain a pound of fat. So this idea that people also come to me and say, well, I don't want to gain any body fat on a bulk. Well, you're going to need drugs then. If you're trying to do that as a natural and you want to gain a reasonable amount of muscle mass, you're going to have to overeat enough to gain some body fat. But the idea is to minimize it. And for those who say, well, I want to do the same thing without drugs, and I will tell you what my father used to tell me when I told him I wanted something as a child. Gives you an idea of how hard of a man my father is. He would tell me shit in one hand and want in the other and see which one fills up faster. Alright guys, so that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I might be able to get a video up later tonight of what I do in the gym today. So I will talk to you next time.